Hello everyone, welcome you back to Japanese for Beginners. And this lesson 1, we will teach you how to form a sentence. But after all, we can form a sentence, we have to learn the verb first. In Japanese, there are two kinds of verbs. The first kind is in the DESU form, DESU. We read it very shortly as des. And another kind of verb is called masu form, MASU. So we will start with this form first. Japanese put the verb at the end of the sentence. So if they want to change the tense, or if you want to change it into negative, they can change it at the end of the sentence. So let's start with verb this. If we compare to English grammar, the meaning is quite like each MR in English. For example, I am a student, I am a teacher, he is Mr. Tanaka, the car is blue, something like that. So this, we put it at the end of a sentence, and the meaning is like is MR in English. If you want to make a sentence as a negative, you have to change this to dewa arimasen. Dewa arimasen is a negative form of this. And then if you want to change it into past tense, past form, deshita is the past form of this. So you just change this to deshita. And the last form is dewa arimasen deshita. You can see that this is a combination of dewa arimasen and deshita. So this is a past negative. So we have just only 4 forms of this. Please memorize all of them by now. This, present, dewa arimasen, present negative, deshita, past, and dewa arimasen deshita, past negative. Can you do that? Can you memorize all the forms? Now, the very first Japanese grammar pattern is noun number 1 wa, noun number 2 des. We have 2 nouns, and these 2 nouns has to be related. It has to be the same thing or the same person. Because noun number 1 wa, noun number 2 des means noun 1 is noun 2. Noun 1 is noun number 2. I repeat myself again. Noun number 1, this one, is this noun number 2. So for example, I can put many words here like I am a student, I am a teacher, that is a cat, this one is my dog, that person is Mr. Tanaka, that building is department store, the book is on the table, something like that. You see, very easy, very easy. So let's see some example. これは本です。これは本です。これ means this. 本 means book. So これは本です simply means this is a book. This is a book. Alright? So let's see another example. こちらは田中さんです。こちら means this person. It is different between using これ and こちら. If you want to use これ, you can use it with things. You cannot use it with a person. But if you want to use it with a person, you have to change これ to こちら. こちらは田中さんです。This person or this is Mr. Tanaka. In Japanese language system, you add "san" at the end of a person name, mostly family name. Japanese call people by their family name. So if you add "san" at the end of the name, it will be very polite. It will be very polite. Like in English, we call Mr., Miss, or Mrs. So this "san" can be used for men, women, and everybody if you want to show the respect to those people. Be aware not to call your name with "san." Okay, you are not going to call yourself like I am Mr. John. You just simply say I am John, not Mr. John. So this "san" is used to call other people's name. こちらは田中さんです。This person is Mr. Tanaka. So now, how can you make this as a question? In Japanese grammar, you just add ka at the end. You add ka at the end. The sentence becomes a question instantly. For example, こちらは田中さんです。This person is Mr. Tanaka. こちらは田中さんですか？こちらは田中さんですか？ Is this Mr. Tanaka? You see, just as ka, it becomes a yes/no question. Now, you can also add the question word if you know question words, right? What, when, where, why, how much, how many, how, something like that. Those question words we're going to study later, but today we study two of them first. You can add the question word in the position of noun number 2 and add ka at the end of a sentence. For example, the first question word today is none. None means what? これは何ですか? これは何ですか? What is this? What is this? Up until this point, I have to tell you that Japanese people sometimes they omit the subject part. They omit the subject part. So instead of asking the full sentence of これは何ですか? Many times they ask only 何ですか? 何ですか? What is it? Alright. Now, if you asking for a person, こちらは誰ですか? こちらは誰ですか? Or you can simply omit the subject and say 誰ですか? 誰ですか? Who is that? Who is it? Japanese also have a very polite word to ask for person, which is どなた. Donata. It has the same meaning as dare, who, but donata is more polite. You can use it with your client, you can use it with your boss, your supervisor, your clients, your customers. こちらはどなたですか? Who is this? こちらは誰ですか? Alright? So let's practice how to use this. Okay. これは何ですか? これは何ですか? What is this? これは携帯です。これは携帯です。This is a mobile phone. 携帯。これは何ですか? これは傘です。Very good. これは傘です。This is umbrella. The book we call 本。これは何ですか? What is this? これは本です。これは本です。これは何ですか? これは新聞です。This is a newspaper. これは何ですか? これは鍵です。This is a key. これは何ですか? これは時計です。時計。時計。This is a watch. Okay, so let's do it by yourself. Can you answer my question? これは何ですか? これは携帯ですね。Okay, very good. これは何ですか? これは傘です。これは何ですか? これは本です。これは何ですか? これは新聞です。Very good. これは何ですか? これは鍵です。これは何ですか? これは時計です。Very good. Now let's ask for a person. So we change the word これ to こちら。こちらは誰ですか? こちらはどなたですか? Who is this? こちらはどなたですか? こちらは弁護士です。He is a lawyer. こちらはどなたですか? こちらは秘書です。She is a secretary. 秘書。弁護士 lawyer。秘書 secretary。これはどなたですか? Who is this? He is a student. Student is called 学生。学生。The sound in Japanese is very short, so you barely hear 学生. It would be very short 学生。学生。学生 means student. こちらはどなたですか? こちらは学生です。こちらは誰ですか? こちらはエンジニアです。Engineer is an engineer. It's borrowed from foreign words. Engineer. こちらはどなたですか? こちらはエンジニアです。こちらはどなたですか? こちらはスミスさんです。This is Mr. Smith. So when you call other people's name, let's add さん to the name. こちらは誰ですか? こちらは高橋さんです。こちらは高橋さんです。This is Mr. 高橋。So let's review the vocab again. こちらはどなたですか? こちらは弁護士です。こちらはどなたですか? こちらは秘書です。こちらはどなたですか? こちらは学生ですね。はい。こちらはどなたですか? こちらはエンジニアです。ね、こちらはどなたですか? こちらはスミスさんです。こちらはどなたですか? こちらは高橋さんです。Very good. So now you can ask what is it and who is this, right? What it is これは Nan desu ka? And who is this? Is こちらはどなたですか? Alright. So now in Japanese, when you want to introduce yourself to somebody, you just newly met somebody and you want to introduce yourself, most of the time you say はじめまして。はじめまして。How do you do? It's nice to know you. I'm A. A です。A です。I'm A. よろしくお願いします。I'm glad to know you. Please take a very good care of me. So if you hear Japanese people say はじめまして、よろしくお願いします, you have to answer the same thing. You have to answer はじめまして、よろしくお願いします. The same as in English, when somebody say how do you do, how do you do, you answer as how do you do, how do you do, right? When somebody say how do you do, you're not going to say oh I'm fine. No, if somebody say how do you do, you answer the same thing, how do you do. As well as in Japanese, if somebody say はじめまして、よろしくお願いします, you have to say the same thing, はじめまして、よろしくお願いします. Now, this is an overview of a Japanese grammar pattern for lesson 1. So the next video clip we will go into the textbook and start with the first conversation. So please stay tuned. See you on the next clip.